So we have been talking about different aspects, different concepts, and I hope you are getting a feel of the different topics that we have covered so far. I'm assuming that you are putting your understanding to practice as well. Um, so I thought, why don't we do this that in this month and the month to follow, probably maybe another 30 days, 40 days. We spend some time and try to figure out solutions or some of the problems which you may find relevant as well. So, with that understanding, I have shared an assignment with you, and I request you to go through that assignment document, right? And try to figure out what could be the solution. Think more from the solution standpoint. The implementation can come later. Please try to repro the entire process flow that we have discussed when you working on a ML problem, a deep learning problem, right? What is the methodology that you follow, right? What are the process steps that you follow, right? A lot of focus. Please keep it on the data analysis part. This is very critical, right? And then think about when this problem or the solution will get integrated, how it will work in an operations, how it will get integrated with the larger systems, right? So think comprehensively, right? So let me just share my screen and walk you through this assignment. Give me a second, please. Yeah, I hope you can see my screen. So this is the PDF which I have shared with you. And so as you may see, uh, that it talks about this particular program, it talks about predicting hospital readmission risk, right? So generally, if any one of you is coming from the healthcare, they would know that um, the patients who have been discharged, they are monitored remotely by the hospitals, right? It may not be happening with all the hospitals, but some of the hospitals which are kind of elite in India and otherwise quite it's a no it's a usual process in US, right? So the hospital staff, they make sure that the vitals are being taken care of the patient who actually has been discharged, right? And the risk of readmission is on the lower side, right? So with that understanding, we have put up this problem statement in place. And what is expected, this is a brief scenario which has been shared, that okay, what is happening when you're dealing with readmission, what is the definition of readmission, 30 days, right? And there is a hospital which has got a high admission rates, and we want to make sure that that is being taken care of, right? So the scenario has been shared, then the problem statement has been called out very clearly as well, that you need to develop a ML solution that defines patients, identifies patients at high risk, right? Uh, and could be readmitted within 30 days, right? So what you need to do is to now, one of the things, I can definitely provide you the data, um, but I really want you also need to discover some of these data pockets. Um, you can figure it out, you can research, right? Um, but in any case, I am going to provide you the data, just in case if you're not able to find it. It's important that you should not be spending too much of time in figuring out the resources. I know that some of you are really uh, occupied with your routine. So let me go back. The process expectation, you need to define the target variable. Readmitted, it can be binary 0 and 1, right? Yes and no within 30 days. You need to identify the different features, say, for example, prior admissions, comorbidities, any kind of lab results, and so on, right? And then you need to discuss the data quality. And in case if there is any kind of availability challenges, right? As a data scientist, it's important that you are getting enough data, you are asking for the data, right? And from the business side, it is important that this data is provisioned to the technical team, right? And then you have to think about what could be the right model. It could be logistic regression, decision trees. What is a model that you will go for, right? And then you also need to think through that what will be the evaluation matrices, right? We have discussed about how the quality of a model is measured. Also, it's important that we talk about the ethical and equity considerations, where we are being fair with the different genders, different communities, right? And the details that we are capturing are being captured in an ethical manner, right? Uh, I suggest that you spend time on the plan for deployment and usage as well. Think about how this model that you are going to create will get deployed, right? And again, people who are from the business background, please try to think how this will work in real terms, right? You don't have to be really you should not be worried that you are not coming from the technology background. So how you are going to plan for this deployment and usage. Think from the usage standpoint rather. That in case there is a function which is a system which is already running, and you want to, I mean, in this case, maybe the hospital workflow, right, which is already there in place, right? Maybe you will take a pocket out of it, which has got the relevant data for you. Try to create a pipeline where the data will pass into a particular model which you will create, right? And then some kind of prediction will take place. So think about it, how this actually can be integrated. You really don't need to be very thorough with the technology part here. All you need to be good is that you're good at the conceptual level. So think about that. And the definition of success has also been defined. Uh, I, I really need you to spend time on the business case definition. If you are able to define the business case, half of the problem is solved. Right? Spend a lot of time on the data analysis and inferences, right? Workflow building, you can build on this on a piece of paper, right? You can put it into a deck. I'm absolutely okay with that. Somebody who wants to go ahead and do some implementation, that will also will be wonderful. In case if you want to use Visio to showcase the workflow, then that is also good. Once you're done with this, you probably will come with some kind of recommendation to the clinical folks, that what should they be doing to reduce the readmissions. So you go ahead, beyond data, any if there are any recommendations, please bring on the table. And of course, you need to also qualify that what are the advantages if we are going to put this in place. If we will have reduced cost associated with readmissions, any kind of risk, any kind of inconvenience, right? Think about those aspects, qualify them. Think about how you can quantify them, right? Uh, that is important. Then yes, working Python code, I think that should not be a problem. You can generate some code, you can compile that code. I'm perfectly fine with that. But whatever code you are developing, whatever code you are generating, please make sure that you understand it thoroughly. And that's the whole purpose. Three aspects: one, you are able to define the business case really well. Second, you are able to understand the overall process, how this will fit into the process map that we have discussed, including data analysis and inferences. And finally, whatever code you are going to write, you need to be thorough with it, right? I assume that you will not be writing it from scratch. Maybe if one of you is interested, please go ahead and do that. But in case if you're not going to do it, right, you are going to use generative AI to generate the code. Please be very thorough, right? And the ultimately the one who is going to uh, make sure that all these success parameters are being taken care, will be just the solution will be just the best solution. All right. Thank you so much. Wish you very best. Thanks. Bye.